Hello, my name's Emma Cockrell and welcome to my whole food cookery class. Today I'm going to be doing another bread recipe that is suitable for people who can't have yeast or who can't have gluten grains or even any grains at all, and a few of my clients are in that situation. As a nutritional therapist, I often find people have got a lot of intolerances to certain foods and they can't digest them very well, and while we're working on improving that digestion, we may need to avoid certain foods for a period of time. So this recipe doesn't use any grains at all and is a very, very simple bread alternative. Again, we're going to be using seeds. I'm going to be using ground pumpkin seeds today. You can use ground sunflower seeds or a combination. So we have 100 grams of ground seeds. I'm going to be making half quantities again here. So grind those down. You can buy them ready ground in some shops. And if you're not on a yeast-free program, you could use ground almonds for this recipe. I actually find that the ground seeds retain more moisture and are more moist as a finished product. But play around and experiment and use what you've got available and what you can manage and what you can tolerate. So to those ground sunflower or pumpkin seeds, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of baking powder and just stir that in. Now, I quite like making this into a savoury bread. It's one that is going to be a round loaf. It's got no real form and you can then cut it into wedges. So it's a great accompaniment for soup as an alternative to a garlic bread perhaps. So I'm going to make this slightly savoury. I'm going to add some dried chives and some ground onion granules. And you could add some garlic as well if you like, or some black pepper. So I'm just going to mix that all together. So you don't have to do that, you can keep that absolutely plain. And then to that I'm going to add 2 eggs. And that is basically it. So ground seeds, a small amount of baking powder and some eggs. Sorry, I've just said I'm adding 2 eggs. Of course, if you're doing the full quantity, you'll be adding 4 eggs to this. So beat that in, and you can see it's quite a wet mixture. These were large eggs. Normally I'd use medium-sized eggs. At the moment, it is still depending on what we can get in the shop. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit more seeds to that because those eggs were very large. So I'm just going to pop in some ground sunflower seeds there. You just want a batter consistency, fairly thick batter. Work those seeds in, and that is it. Now, because of the eggs, it does stick, so it's a good idea to line your baking tray with some non-stick baking paper. And I'm just going to pour that in. If you can't tolerate eggs, this recipe is absolutely fine with 1 tablespoon of chickpea flour per egg plus 1 to 2 tablespoons of water. You can see that is quite a wet mixture. Normally it wouldn't be quite that wet, so I would advise using medium size rather than large eggs. They're obviously extra large. Now you can leave it there, but I'm going to just decorate this up and put some chopped onion. As I said, this is going to be a savoury bread, lovely alongside a salad or a soup, a vegetable soup. We've got lots of lovely herbs in the garden right now, so I'm going to put some fresh rosemary over the top. There we are, plenty of rosemary. And then finish that off with some sage leaves. Sage is just coming up, looking beautifully fresh. And when that goes into the oven, that is going to smell divine with those beautiful herbs. And then I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil over the top to moisten those herbs and to give us a nice finish. So pop that into your oven, about 180 degrees, for about 20 minutes until it's risen. And here we have one that's ready done. So you can see this wasn't quite such, it didn't spread out quite so much as the last one because I only used the medium-sized eggs. And there's that lovely finish with the herbs. And if I just grab a knife, I'll cut that for you to see the consistency inside. Okay, so well risen. It's almost like an Italian bread, and that's perfect cut into wedges, and that is just light. It's moist, so it doesn't really need lots of butter or margarine, which I wouldn't advise you use anyway on that, but it can just be eaten as it is alongside salads or soups or as an accompaniment. So that is such a simple bread. I jazzed it up a bit by putting on the herbs and some chopped vegetables, but you can keep it plain and literally the ground seeds, a bit of baking powder and some eggs, and then you're good to go. And you can alter that however you like, but it's such a simple recipe. So even if you're feeling you haven't got much energy, you haven't got a lot of time, this is a very simple recipe to keep bread accompaniment into the diet. So I hope that was helpful for you. If you've got any specific health needs and want some nutritional support, do get in touch with me at nutritionhelp.com. And I regularly give consultations to clients to help them support their health nutritionally to reach optimum health as much as possible. And a part of what I do is to give recipes to help people adapt to a new way of eating. So do get in touch, but thank you for watching and do tune in again soon. Bye bye for now.